Hi folks, Dan and Bob here, and today we're in the Sauriarium. Still working our way into the park, but we already have our first animals. For this one, I'm doing something a little different with having animals on the outside of the ticket booths, but you'll get a sense of why that is sort of a thing. I want to keep our guests happy because there's a lot of stuff out in front of them. We're jumping right into a speed build where I'm finishing off some of the stuff that can be seen from the outside of the entrance building. This is an area where conferences and such could be held, and so this is an atrium area that's going to be finished out to be welcoming and offer a little bit of art. Um, excuse me. A lot of things have happened to this building since you last saw it. You can see a nursery crate there on one side. You can see that there's lighting in place as we zoom by some of these things. Not all of this building is finished out, leaving some of it to intend to be offices or conference rooms, things that we don't really have the tools to do, and it really has got nothing to do with the play of the game. So I'm just leaving that to the imagination. And on the other side, we don't have the stuff I would like to do to set up those areas beyond the gift shop, which is functional. But it'll look good. I just hope it'll look good. And be a good representation of a large and elaborate entrance building. You're going to see some other pre-entrance buildings later in this video when we take the sort of a revision of revision of the first Sauriarium video where we walked in from the tunnel. And I did a lot more stuff out there, but I don't have the videos to do that. And I get the sense that not a lot of people are all that interested in watching me build architecture, even though that's one of the best things to go through on speed builds. Without animals, videos seem to lose their viewership. So we want to get animals in as soon as we can. In the next video, I think there will be a bit of a surprise due to when this park was started. And it will sort of tie into stuff that was in the most recent devlog, showing off stuff, even though that's not what it was. I trust I'm sounding properly mysterious at this point. But like I said, talk more about that in the next video in this park. Of course, next week's video will be back in Lost Kingdom. So a lot of fussy work to get all the pieces lined up and get the lighting where I wanted it and all lined up. So one of the standard art pieces, but turning it into a giant mural to give some different look to the whole thing. You can see the windows in the second story. That would be, more of the conference center facilities up there. And the guests have a little bit of patio that they can come out to, but this area would probably be something like a key fob access for conference guests, so we don't have just anybody wandering in on this kind of thing. So yeah, you can see the still guest on the left there. That's going to be a handicapped entrance, which isn't in this video, I think, but in the future. You can see the panels hiding the ticket taker booths from the front, and yet they're open from the back. That's just an aesthetic thing. So here we are walking just from inside the tunnel, and you saw the new Sauriarium sign. In the distance, you see a grand hotel, and that's something I bid for another park that you haven't seen. Um, I transported it over here, so no speed build. Uh, but the idea here is that there would be a resort. The building on the right is the higher priced rooms, and on the left is the economy rooms. Uh, you see new walls setting off the parking area. You can see wind turbines there to power all the lights in the parking lot. And we've come closer to the parking lot entrance building. Uh, this being open to the public is why all these guests are wandering all over the parking lot. It was something I decided was unattractive, and so I did some changes to basically close off the building, but still leave the guest generators that you'll see as we go inside that get them into the park. Uh, and they're going to come out through the central arch or directly out from the guest generators and into another building I cribbed from the same park that I built the hotel for. And this little water feature with a Tyrannosaurus statue aimed at the thing. Down there is the bus station where the buses will come in, and there'll be a guest generator in there as well to send some more guests into the park. As we walk away from the Tyrannosaurus, there's the traditional, first Paleogene's resurrected animal, a woolly mammoth, and this time we have a skull on display. Uh, I've hidden, excuse me, I've hidden benches in that bottom platform in the hopes that that will work when guests finally will interact with benches. The guest services building is dead ahead now. We'll be entering that. You can see silhouettes on the wall of various animals. And I didn't put any verbiage on the signs, but the idea is that different kinds of guest services would be taking place in this building. And at this end, there is a balcony. You can see the hotel on the far left, and it comes around to the bridge over the inlet that lets you get to the park proper. So guests will come across this bridge. They hopefully won't step over the railing as the camera just went. You can see the entrance building there, and on our left there is an animal habitat, and we'll spin around and kind of look in that direction. You can see it. We'll come back to that. And over to the right is a small aviary, uh, and we'll go check that out. You can see there's been a lot more in the way of landscaping. You can see the small fountains here at the base of the building. That's a handicapped ramp that guest is going up. We'll get them up to the ticket booths. So here is the Archaeopteryx. Yes, the Archaeopteryx display. And this is a prefab aviary cover that I've used before. We've got a couple in there. We'll go through the glass. There's one on the feeder. It looks like a male. And the female should be around somewhere. Oh, no, another male. Chirping in the tree there, stretching his feathers. Low starter animals here outside. But the guests have such a long walk to get to the entrance building that I wanted to give them incentive to come over the bridge, even though they seem to like the parking lot better. So we're going to the other exhibit, and this is another animal that would seem to be a likely candidate for early resurrection because of some of the fabulous specimens that exist. And it is, of course, Psittacosaurus, and this is the skin that is based on one of the fancy specimens that preserves melanosomes. So good idea of what its coloration patterning was. The exact colors may or may not be right. So the ground slopes down here, and we're going to go down with it to another portion of the exhibit. You can see the animals in there, and the guest gift shop is on this level as well. Oh, somebody wants to lie down in the water. Okay, must be a hot day here at the Sauriarium. So very simple kind of exhibit. I think there's 4 of them in here. Still guessing what the social needs are going to turn out to be. The old, there's one sleeping. They do have a sort of shelter back there. And this is access for keeper to get in there. And they can also, you can see the trail goes through the rocks there and goes back into the park. But this would let them come out to do keeper talks and such. So you've already seen this build in the first video, but the stairs exist now. You can see the Dryosaur stripe running along to direct our guests and get them going the right way. And you can see they're trying to use it because there are the stairs. And we're going to take that up to the entry level. Or not. I guess I decided that was going to be too much of a challenging use of the camera. But also wanted you to see the stairs up into that area to give you a good impression. So we're going uphill now. You can see the camera getting lower and lower as we do that because there isn't a true viewer cam yet. So up the stairs where the guests are going, you can see a sauropod silhouette to give guests a sense of the size of the animals. And that on the left there is where the stairs come up. So a little bit on this plaza area. And we're going to peek in here at the finished product here. You can see the windows in the upper story now. And pretty much what you saw during there. Boy, tongue-tied this today. During the speed build. So we're going to go back out onto the plaza and pretend we're about to go into the park and kind of stop it there with a little bit of teaser and then go to the aerial view to give you a sense of how the park is being laid out. The hotel, as you can see, is quite extensive. Some green roof effects in various places. When this was shot, some of it had displaced because I was doing groundwork. And an aerial view of the entrance area. And the guests are still wandering around outside, but that's going to be fixed. And you can see the wall around there just in case something gets loose and gets across the bridge. We still got a wall to stop things. That second bridge on the right is to the facilities area. And there is a roundabout in front of the hotel. And on the left, the entrance for an underground garage. The guests have walking paths out there. You can see they're using some of them right now, mostly to meander around. But they have space around some water features to have a pleasant walk out from the hotel to the park itself. So that's it for today. Like, subscribe, comment, the usual stuff. Be kind to each other out there, and take care till next time.